What time is it? FPS time. What do you mean by FPS time?
FPS time.
Hell yeah, today we are going to be trying to get 1000 FPS. Spoiler alert, we got more than 1000 FPS. Besides the point, there's a catch. I do this on a 7-year-old GPU, a GTX 1050. Totally not because I can't afford new stuff people have. Anyways, first things first, baseline. My normal settings get me about 280 FPS. When I lower the graphics, it goes to about 400 to 500 FPS. And then when I make the Roblox small, it gets me about 500 to 600 FPS. Well, now let's make that go to 1000. Shouldn't be too hard. But Jim, how are you gonna do that? You already shown that your PC can only handle like 600 FPS. You cannot do that. You're so stupid. Shut up. All we need to do is force my laptop to use only an external screen, which is plugged into my 7-year-old GPU. And then we need to force it to run at 50Hz, making the whole point of having 1000 FPS pointless. It will also forcibly mostly close all system applications. Wait, what do you mean by close system applications? Are you stupid or insane or why? What the hell are you doing? To save resources, baby. We need to run Roblox like a fucking dream. Okay, that barely helped. We only got like 100 or 200 FPS from that. Wait, why the heck does opening and closing the leaderboard give me the ability to make my FPS spike up to 1000 for like a split second? So after doing a little investigation by freezing Roblox by right clicking on the white bar, we decided yes, it does do that. So we got to 1000 FPS, cool. Video and no, it's so fast. We have just unleashed the FPS maniac inside of me and it's hungry for more FPS. I'm like Pac-Man eating ghosts, but instead of it being ghosts, it's FPS. And oh boy, do I want some pointless FPS my monitor cannot even project. First things first, we need to experiment. I have found an NVIDIA Shadow Player recording a thing, a majig, weighs down our FPS by like 100 or 200 FPS, so bye bye all the recording, welcome to the club screenshots. Still, I'm barely reaching 1000 FPS, but it's more frequent now, so it's not an accomplishment anymore. I have also noticed that if you look into the sky, it gives us about 1100 FPS average, so now we're getting somewhere. So if looking into the sky gives us more FPS, why the fuck don't we make our own game that exists purely to make our FPS go to the moon? Lighting compatibility. All this bullshit we all need to remove. Whatever the hell these sliders do, they no longer exist. Time? What is that? Roblox kind is overrated anyway. Removing the base plate and changing the default character into absolutely nothing at all, and we got ourselves a game optimized to its limits. But before we join the game, we need to get Roblox Client Optimizer or RCO. As I heard that it gives like a billion FPS, so I decided to set it up. I have modified it slightly. I forced it to run on a Vulkan engine, currently on Roblox at 500, so I just changed that to 50,000 so we don't have any more issues. Do all the tweaks from before, and by tweaks I mean forcing my PC to barely work by closing important system applications. And we get about 1500 to 1800 FPS and being only able to get to 1900 FPS peak. Not good enough. Let's do our leaderboard trick and get to 2000. And boom, that's how we get 2000 FPS. I'm not satisfied yet, we need more. My hunger for FPS has only gotten stronger. Let's modify the more settings on my computer. Who needs a battery anyway? Game mode? Why not? And I don't think I was doing a good enough job at closing system applications, so I need to close more system applications by downloading a shady program from the Razer of all places. Yes, I'm talking about Razer Cortex. We optimize all the bullshit automatically now, baby. And now we get about the peak of 2737 FPS. We can go a little bit further, sure, But I will need a better computer to do that, so smash that like button and subscribe. So you promote this video to like 1 billion people, so then way YouTube sends me more ad revenue, so I can buy a new PC and try to get 10,000 FPS. Alright, see ya.